Internal Quality Assurance Cell in collaboration with Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education. Dear participants, we have two sessions even today, but there is a slight change in the sessions. In the first session, we are going to have Dr. B. Surendranath, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, SRTM University Nanded with us, and he's going to talk on the topic Google Forms versus Microsoft Forms. Before listening to our keynote speaker, let me give you a small note of introduction about our speaker. Dr. B. Surendranath Reddy is an assistant professor in SRTM University Nanded. He has 9 years of teaching and research experience in the field of mathematics. He obtained his doctoral degree in mathematical sciences from University of Hyderabad in the year 2012. Before being a PhD scholar, he cleared CSIR Zarif with NET held on 2005, where he was when he was in his third semester of his MSc, and he secured 88th All India rank in GATE in the year 2006. He also cleared MSCIT held in the year 2012. He has published 11 research articles in various national and international journals. He has presented 11 papers in various conferences, and he also organized around 8 workshops and conferences. Besides this, he delivered around 26 invited talks and guest lectures in various universities and colleges, and participated actively more than in 20 workshops and trainings. Besides teaching, he is guiding 7 scholars for PhD and 2 scholars for MPhil, where in PhD, with regard to PhD, 2 were awarded and 1 scholar have submitted, and 4 still working under his supervision. During these years of teaching, he has handled several administrative activities or tasks. Besides all, he is a life member of Indian Mathematical Society and Mathward Mathematical Society. Hence, today we are happy to have such a young and vibrant learned mathematician with us as today's keynote speaker. Sir, Dr. B. Surendranath Reddy, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I invite you and I welcome you to deliver your valuable lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm extremely happy to hear from you about me.
Thank you.
And I even don't know that I have this many credits. Thank you very much for highlighting me.
Thank you.
Before starting my lecture, I would like to thank organizers, Bharati Madam, IQAC Coordinator, KBN College, and my friend Naveen Kumar sir, who is currently Vice Principal in KBN College, and all other members who have organizing this one. I am very happy to share my thoughts and current digital trends. I hope I am audible to everyone, right? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yes. So the thing is, currently our university is going NAAC SSR submission. So I was shifted my lecture from second to first lecture. I hope nobody have any objection. Let me share my screen and we go through it. Yes. Okay. So today's talk title is Google Forms versus Microsoft Forms. So many of the viewers who are watching here maybe heard about name Google Forms, but not many have heard about Microsoft Forms. Okay. And even if you search on YouTube, very few videos you will get about comparison of Google Forms and Microsoft Forms. You will get lakhs of videos on Google Forms. You may get sufficiently number of forms about number of videos about Microsoft Forms, but very rarely you may get comparison between Google Forms and Microsoft Forms. I have taken a bold decision to compare forms, and I request everyone, please note down, this is my personal opinion, nothing about any advantage or disadvantage about some forms. Whatever I felt, I am going to share, and it is your decision to decide which you want to use it. As time is limited to 1 or 1.5 hours, first what I do is I explain Microsoft Forms because it is new, and I feel that whoever want to learn about Microsoft Forms, it will be very useful for them. And if time permits, I explain Google Forms also. But we have created a dedicated step-by-step videos for Google Forms and so many ICT tools. I will share those links, and whoever interested, they can learn. Okay. So let's quickly go to some advantages, some disadvantages, what I have observed about Google Forms and Microsoft Forms. Okay. So if we go through first Google Forms. Google Forms are very well known, and they are most popular among all forms available in internet. Okay. Then Google Forms have variety of questions, almost all what you think of. Okay. And Google Forms are supported with add-ons, which plenty of add-ons are available to make our forms more powerful. For example, if we want to create auto-generated certificate through Google Forms, one can do it. And such number of things are available. One can use of such add-ons. And one disadvantage of having Google Forms is no math support is there. As a math teacher, I am a mathematician. I every time when I use Google Forms for quizzes, I feel a little disappointed because there is no math support. So whoever are looking for math support, then Google Forms will definitely disappoint you. There is no straightforward way to download the analysis of the responses we have received. Suppose assume that we have conducted a quiz and we want to see the analysis, that we can see it. But if we want to download it, it is not as straightforward. If somebody have tried, then they notice it. For example, if you want to copy it, we cannot copy it entirely as it is. There are some limitations. Okay, one should go to Google Docs, or one should go to Google other PowerPoint presentation. There they have to copy and download. Okay, and also there is no direct option for setting time limit. Many people have asked us how to set time limit in Google Form when we create as a quiz. Also, there is a directly, I'm saying directly, there is no option to stop the responses. If I want to say, suppose you stop at, we want to stop responses after 100 or after 1000, that there is no direct option are available, but one should use it with the help of add-ons. Okay. Now let's come to Microsoft Forms. Whether is it visible? So Microsoft Forms are recently in 2018, they have been introduced. They have been introduced very recently, and they have limited questions, but very useful questions, which usually we require. And what Google Forms doesn't have is they have very outdated themes and look, but whereas Microsoft Forms have very beautiful themes, and n number of themes are available, so we can make our forms more interesting, more beautiful. Okay. And this is what I impressed, and I thought of introducing Microsoft Forms to everyone because of this math support. So whoever math teachers are there in this community, whoever want to insert math equations, symbols, then one should blindly go with Microsoft Forms, because Microsoft Forms are supported with equation editor, which you see in Microsoft Word, as well as LaTeX. With whoever know about LaTeX, it completely supports LaTeX. If you have if you know about LaTeX, then you can type very easily. So this math support is one of the best advantage I can tell when we compare with Google Forms. And the second advantage is after conducting a quiz, if we want to see the analysis and share with our students or with anybody else, with just one click we can share directly PDF file. That is one of the interesting option I have come across during when I used Microsoft Forms. And also directly there is an option we can set time limit as well as number of responses. We can give starting date and end date. We can give time, starting time and end time. In this way, directly we can limit. So this is very useful when we are conducting quiz. Suppose if we want to give 1 hour or 30 minutes time, then we can give that time. During that time, only students or anyone can answer this quizzes. Okay. So these are some of the things which I observed. Of course, Microsoft Forms, when I'm explaining, I will highlight you more. And I'm not saying Google Forms are, of course, Google Forms till date, even it is better than Microsoft Forms because they are having from many years and people are started using it and they're updating very frequent intervals. But Microsoft Forms are also, one can say, competing to Google Forms, but may not be as equivalent to Google Forms. But it is worth to know what is this Google Microsoft Form on how one can create Microsoft Form and how we can share with students or with anyone. As I said, due to time limit, first I would like to concentrate on Microsoft Forms because which is very new, and it is always good to learn a new topic. And about Google Forms, we have prepared our own video, and during our faculty development program, we have uploaded on YouTube. I will be giving some links, not only about Google Forms, all other interesting ICT tools, necessary tools. One can interested people can go through it. So here I am showing here Google Forms we have created. Each and every step I have explained that how to create Google Form, share with students and analyze all those things. And I also prepared separate Google Form for quiz because there is a slight difference between Google Form, normal Google Form and quiz. We have to assign marks and all. Then you will see today other speaker Google Classroom, that also we have link, and Edmodo. This Google Classroom and Edmodo are two learning management systems which are freely available. The TestMoj is for conducting online exams, the best I have come across. And Certify-M is to generate certificates automatically using Google Forms. And we also created Google Forms for administration point of view. So whoever principals are from administrative point of view, whoever attending this webinar, they can go through this Google Forms for administration, where we have explained how one can collect as a college, how one can collect data in very efficient way. And the most interesting and useful thing is how one can prepare online lecture and deliver through a free software called OBS, which I will be discussing tomorrow in detail. So all these links are available. If necessary, one can go through our YouTube channel. You can keep in touch with us. We will be updating new videos which are required for this online digital learning. Okay. So I also request our organizers to share this 2-3 lines slides PPT so that they will get these links. And now I will be sharing my link. We'll go through directly how we can create Microsoft Forms and what are the advantage we have there. Okay. Let me share my screen, another screen. Okay. So now we'll see how we can go through Microsoft Forms. So simply type here Microsoft Forms, then click on this, their official website. So it's taking some time. Yes. So here you can click on Microsoft Forms. If you want to see the information, you can go through it. And whenever you are ready, you can click on Get Started. So if we click on Get Started, it asks for login. So if you have a login ID, you can create just like Google. If you have, you can already log in. Otherwise, you can create by clicking on uh, this create one button. You can create freely. I have already my Microsoft account, so I will log in with this. So Microsoft also have just like Google Suite. So for educational purpose, they also one can, if some college is there, then they can contact Microsoft and they can get accounts just like here what I have srtmun.ac.in. So they have tie up with educational institutions. One can get user IDs which have many benefits. Okay. So click on next. And I have already entered password. So now we are logged into Microsoft Forms. So this is where how it look like. My Forms, there is a new form and new quiz. Two things are available, and this right hand side whatever I have, which is already created. So I have conducted one quiz on mathematics and 39 responses. You can see here there are 39 responses. It says expired because I have logged that form. So one can see that I will show you later how we can see responses and so on. At that time, I will come back to this already conducted quiz. Okay. So if you are the first time logging into this Microsoft Forms, you will see only two: new forms, new form, and new quiz. So whoever want to create a form, for example, registration, something as a survey and so on, then we can go with new form. If it is a quiz related to students, you are suppose taking an exam or you are conducting a quiz, then we should click with new quiz. Okay. So there is only a slight difference between a new form and a new quiz that everyone know it. If it is a quiz, then we should give which is the answer, correct answer, and how many marks we should assign. If it is a new form, then we no need to give any marks related. So first quickly we will go through new form, then we will come back to new quiz where we will focus more time. So click on new form. Then this is the simple user interface. You can give title. So I'll say demo form. Okay. Then you can, if you want, you can add description. If you want, you can add a image here, insert image. Then simply click add new. If you click on add new, it will start adding questions. So click and add new. If we click on add new, then these questions will come. First one is choice, text, then rating, date. Okay. And there are other also available. If you click on this, there is a ranking, Likert. This is very useful, especially who want to get some ratings based on their products and so on. So this is a feature which is not available in Google Forms. This is one of the interesting feature, but may not be much useful for us. But I can tell you when explaining about this. As a teacher, if you want to get rating from students, if you want to really improve, then this can be used. Okay. And we also have file upload option. I would like to tell here that this file upload option is not available for a regular free account user. This is available if you sign up as a educational institute or if you go with pro version. Okay. So this option may not be available with others. This option may not be available with everyone, but it is available with institutional addresses and pro version. Okay. This net promoter score. This net promoter score is very useful if somebody is promoting their sales and so on. And here we also have sections. This is available in Google Forms also. So one can create sections, or one can create this type of things. So these are the available options for each and every question. So let's quickly go through each and few things. For example, if you want to click choice, then you can type here question and you can start adding options. Okay. Then the same question, if you want to make it as a single answer or multiple answer. If you want to make this as a multiple answer, simply enable this multiple answers. Okay. Or if you disable this, then there will be only one answer which is correct. Okay. They can select only one option. Suppose you can type here, what are all ICT tools available under something. Okay, free tools available free. So if we say that this, if we want to make it 1, then you disable this. Suppose I will write here Edmodo, and suppose I'll write here Google Forms. Okay, then if I want to make it more options correct, then you select this. If I want to make this question should be answered compulsory, then click on this required button. And here there are 3 vertical horizontal dots are there. If we click on this, there will be more settings for that question. It says add branching and subtype. So this add branching is very, very important, which is not available directly in Google Forms. So branching is somehow available in Google Forms, but that is available for sections, whereas here it is available for individual questions also. Okay, so this I will explain little later. So this is, in this way one can type question. Okay, and if you want, you can duplicate this question. If you click on this, then this question will be copied. We can make alternatives, we can make changes. Otherwise, if you click on this, we can delete this. Okay. In this way, one can ask design questions. If you click on this, there are text type of questions available: short answer question and long answer question. So if you want to make your question as long answer, you enable this. Otherwise, you disable this. Okay. Similarly, you have here option for restrictions, add branching, and so on. So if you want to make it a short answer question, for example, name of the teacher. Okay, then answer will come here, right? If you want to as a long answer question, that also we can make it. Suppose copy this, and now I will make it this as a long answer. Here you can write here address of the institution. Okay. Then this will be treated as a long answer question. So one can have a long dialog box where one can enter much data. Okay. Now, the other type of question is rating. So if as a resource person, so for example, I am taking this lecture, you want to rate me. So how do you rate today's resource person? Okay. So you can select here levels 5. There is option for selecting 5 are different from ranging from 2 to 10. So either you can select 5, 10, 4, whatever, or you also have option to select star or number. So for their pro version, they have more other symbols here like smile symbols and so on. But for free version, number as well as star. So if you click on star, then it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you click on star, then this will be if you can select which one you want. 3-star rating, 4-star, 3 and 5, like that. Okay. So in this way, one can get rating for resource person or our lecture in this way, right? And similarly, if you want to enter date here, you can enter date. For example, when the COVID positive person, or what is the date of first COVID positive case in India. Okay. Then here one can select, go through this. When he is answering, he can select and give the answer. Okay. What are other questions are available? If you want, you can give this Likert. So what is the meaning of this one? Is this question is in the form of rows and columns. Okay, and this is very, very useful, especially when somebody is taking survey. So here you can write about statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, and their attributes are same. Option 1, option 2, option 3. You can keep on adding up to 10 options. One can add it. Okay. So for example, I can explain here one simple question: the behavior of a person. So if there are some spelling mistakes, you pardon me. We are not wasting time on that. So the behavior of a person, I will write here. So I will write here, suppose Mr. X, okay, and Mr. Y. If you want, you can keep on adding here by clicking plus add statement, Mr. Z. Okay. Now I will write here option name I can give. For example, cool is a cool guy or aggressive are good human being, something, whatever you want to add, you can add. If you don't want, you can delete this. Suppose so we have 3 persons and this. We are ready to have, and students or participants can rate these persons. Okay, fine. And in this way, one can add. That question is very useful question. Now, if you want to go with file upload, as I said, this is available only for limited versions. So here a new folder will be created. I can click on OK. Then this question, please upload your, suppose for example, payment receipt. Right? Then one can upload here. File number limit is also available from 1 to 10. So maximum one can upload 10 files. Okay, and single file size limit. So one can go with 10 MB, 100 MB, 1 GB, and so on. Okay. So suppose we give here 10 MB, then this will be added, right? So here you can, for every question, you have different, for example, file type. If you click on this file type, you can see here number of things are available. Whichever they want to upload, you can select. If you select any particular, then only those will be allowed. Suppose if you select only PDF file, then only PDF will be accepted. Okay, fine. And I can quickly tell you this section. So if you want to make it your questions in well organized manner, then sections plays very, very important role. Suppose assume that you are collecting some college information. Then in colleges, you will have students as well as teachers. Among students, you will have different categories, different scholarships, and so on. So at that time, this section will be very, very useful. So if you click on sections, this will be created. For example, I will write here basic information. This is my section name. I'll write here text, name of the participant. Okay. And I will write another one, address. Okay. I'll make it this as. In this way, first we can move it this section if you want. You can duplicate, you can remove section, you can move section. Okay. So I'll move it to here. So this will be my basic information done. Right. Then whatever I have typed here, questions have come. Right. Now I will tell you the one question which is interesting, which is not available directly. I am saying not directly. This is called branching. This branching will be very, very useful. Depending on the answer of that question, we can decide whether he can submit or he can go further, right? So let me add some question and tell here. I will add a question. I will select, suppose here, would you like to know, or would you like to test your ICT skills? Suppose I am going to put a question. Would you like to test your ICT skills? So yes and no. So these two I have added. Suppose he is not interested, then if he select no, he will directly submit the form. If you want to know, okay, I want to know what are my ICT skills. If you say yes, then you should go to further. So at that time, we can use this something called branching. You click on this here, you go to add branching. So if we click on add branching here, suppose, would you like to test your ICT skills? If that person click yes, then we should decide here what we have to do it. So go to, for example, either other sections you can click, or you can inside that section, which one you want to go. So suppose I'll click other sections. Okay. Then if I say no, then you can say end form, right? So this is the way we can set it for this question. So if somebody answer yes, he will be going to next section. If somebody say no, he will be directly going to end of the form. Okay. So this branching, we can give it inside within the section, or we can give branching to different sections. So this, whereas in Google Form, branching is available to sections only. So that means if you are in one section, you can directly go to another section. But within that section, if we want to attempt some few questions, as of my knowledge, that is not available. But here it is available within a section. You can see here in this section, there are questions are available you can go to those questions, or we can go to directly next section, right? So remember here, I would like to say that branching is available in Google Forms also, but here one extra option is there within section. Suppose you have 3 sections, so you can give options for going to any section, or within a section, if you have some 10 questions, 15 questions, we can go within that section what question should be answered if we say yes or no, right? So this is one of the interesting and latest feature, that within sections one can skip, or within same section we can skip some question and go to that, right? Fine. So we have prepared different questions. Now let me preview it. Okay, so if you want to preview it, you have a button here. You click on this preview button so that we will see whether how our form is prepared. So click on this preview button. If we click on preview, this is the way how others will see it. Now again I want to highlight here, if you see on the top right corner, there is a computer as well as mobile. So what you have seen at present here, how this form look like on computer desktop. Okay, so name of the participant, address, would you you can see here there is a, would you like to test your ICT skills? There is a button which is visible here next. So because we have kept branching, other questions won't be visible until this is answered, right? We'll go this question one by one, but the extra option available here is mobile view. So if you click on this mobile view, this is how our Google form, Microsoft form look like when we click on this mobile view. So they have created a preview for mobiles also, so that if there are anything is misplaced and so on, we can correct it. So if somebody answer this Microsoft form from mobile, this is how they look like. Okay, whereas if you click on computer, whoever answering from laptop or desktop, this is how they look. They can see the form. So they have option for preview for computer as well as mobile, which is interesting. Okay, so here I'll type something, then I'll write here, and would you like to test? So suppose if I click no and press next, I will be submitting. So I will first click no and then I will submit. So my form, my internet is little slow here. So you can see that I received thanks. Your response was submitted. Okay. Now I'll show you again. I'll go back. I'll select. I'll go to preview again. Now this time I'll select, would you like to test your ICT skills? I'll select as yes. So if I select as yes and click on next, then the further questions will be visible. So in this way, effectively we can use this branching, depending on, for example, assume that you have prepared quiz for physics, chemistry, mathematics students. Okay, if I am interested to take quiz only on mathematics, then you have option. You can give them only, they can answer mathematics questions and then submit form. Okay, I'll select something here. You can see that whenever there is a square bracket is available, it is for multi correct answer. Okay, then name of the teacher I'll write, and how do you rate our resource person? Suppose I give 4, then in this way it will be visible. What is the date of first COVID? So here if you click on, you can select the calendar. So calendar will be visible. At present I just click on something 2nd June, even though it is not correct. Then the other one, the other question is the behavior of a person. So Mr. X, I'll say aggressive, Mr. here, okay, and he's a good person. And please upload your payment receipt. One can upload. You click on this here, it says the description. One can see the description here. Okay, that file 1 and size 10, allowed file type PDF, everything it shows. Okay, so it is a very informative information that what type of file we can upload, what is the size and so on, so we don't get any error such things. Okay, and we can submit. So because I made it this as compulsory, I'll upload just one file. Okay, I'll upload my CV. Okay, so now we are done, we can submit this. So in this way we have seen how to create Microsoft form and how we can preview it and how we can submit it. Now go back, and whatever we have previewed it or whatever people have submitted, that we can see as a response. So if you see here, so this one, this is a response section, and here you can see that there are two options. Two people have submitted because I have submitted as 2, right? So click on that. If we click on responses, it will show here name of the participant, whatever questions are there, and for each question the analysis, graph analysis will be readily available for each question. Here for example, rating, question answer, and different. So it is a very beautiful way to analyze. Analysis I like in Microsoft Forms than Google Forms. Right now we are done, we have prepared. Now we want to customize our theme. So let me explain how we can customize our theme. So click on this theme here. So if you click on themes, you can see that number of different options are available here. If you want, you can select anyone. Suppose if I click on this, this is changed. If I click on this, if you want, make it simply background with this color, you can click. Okay, in this way you can add whatever you want, and it not only reflects only to these questions, it also reflects to the other parts of the form also. Okay, or if you are not still satisfied with those forms, whatever they have themes given, you can always customize your themes by uploading image, by coloring the different. So there are, I don't want to go to it. You can try yourself, but these are the interesting forms. I mean, your form look more interesting than a regular Google form, how it look like, right? So one way we can customize themes. Once we have customized themes, so I have customized and it look like this. Okay, left side as well as right side, everywhere it look like about your questions. Okay. Now the last part in this one, once we create form and we have previewed it, we have customized this. Now the thing is we have to share it. That means we want to share with students or we have to share with others. So you click on share here. Okay. So if you click on share button, then only people in my organization can respond. So as I said, this has an option that if you sign up with Google Microsoft, then you will get separate email IDs. So if you create a form and if you select this option, only with ending with that email IDs, they can only respond. Or you can click on anyone with this form can be responded. Right now you can click on copy. So I would like to emphasize here why this is not highlighting anyone with this link can respond, because I have selected option called file upload. So because I have selected called file upload, this I cannot share with anyone. So this is one drawback compared to Google Forms, that if you want to upload file, then this you cannot share with anonymously. You cannot share with anyone. You can share only with organization. So I think they should make it available to everyone. So there is a drawback here. So if you don't have file upload option, then you can share with anyone. Okay, because my question has, so I will right now delete that question and I will show you that will be enabled. So now if I click on share, this is now enabled. Anyone with link can also be enabled. So that this link I can share with anyone. Okay, but if you are working with within your organization, then you have option called uploading file. But I don't know why they have not made it available to everyone, but that should be the option made it available. Then you have options here. You can directly copy here and you can share with anyone in any means. Then they can, by clicking on that link, they can attempt. And they also have a QR code. So if you share with this QR code image, then whoever scan this one, they can ready to go with this form. So they have option called QR code also. And whoever know about HTML and all, this embedding option is there. Or you can add, you can send through mail also. Okay, fine. So now you can also have get a link to duplicate. That means if you want to make it this duplicate version, you will keep this, but you want to send it as a duplicate, then you can click on this. And you can also have option to collaborate. This all options are available, of course, in Google Form also. You can make it duplicate, you can share with others, and they can view and edit also and so on. So if you click on this, they will ask option for users with an Office 365 or from school, they can edit and so on. Or people in organization can view and edit, right? So these are the options available under share. So you can copy and share it. Whoever receive this one, they can respond. There is one, if you see, observe here, more form settings. So if you click on 3 horizontal settings here, then you have multi-language options are available, settings. So you click on these settings, which I have highlighted during the beginning, which says that who can fill out this form. Anyone with this link are only people in my organization. Okay, so if I click on this, then you have option called record name. So whoever given their names, it will be, their names will be saved. And you can also have one response per one person. So this is only available again as a pro version, organization. For you within organization, you can restrict this. But whereas if you select this, then you don't have that option. And there are options for responses, accept responses. If I click this, whenever it is there, until that it will be accepted. And as I explained, start date and end date, if we want to give it. So if we want to give it start date and end date, here we can select start date and give that, for example, today I want to make it from 12:15 a.m. and I want to end it this by 1:15. Sorry, 12:15 p.m. you select. So today 12:15 p.m. it will start and I will end by 1:15 p.m. So 1 hour time I am giving. Assume that suppose it is a quiz. Okay, then you can also, sorry, okay, you can also have get email notification of each response. Customize, you can have here you can write your response was submitted. If you want, many people suppose asking for after registration, if you want to give Telegram link or if you want to give WhatsApp link, you can say, you can write here, please, after this, please join Telegram link, and then you can provide link here, so that after submitting, they will get a link to Telegram. In this way, one can customize the thank you message. Okay, these are the different options available as a general form. Right now, I will take 5 minutes to explain what is interesting in this form is new quiz. So I will click on new quiz and we will show you what are the interesting features are available in this new quiz option. Okay. So quiz through Microsoft Forms. This is my title. Okay. Now, we are this procedure is same as it is what we did for normal form. So just click on this. You have options to choice. So click on choice. Now here you have, if you click on these 3 horizontal dots, what you get here is one extra option, math and drop down and shuffle options. Because this is a quiz, it is always have option to shuffle options. Okay, that means different students will get different options, so that we can restrict immediate copying. So for quiz, they have extra called math. So if you go to normal Microsoft Forms, this math won't be available. Math option is available, and this shuffle options, these are available for quiz, and which makes more sense. Okay, so for a normal registration form, we don't require to have shuffle options and so on. So you click on math or you click on shuffle options. So this will be shuffled, right? Just say one question I will explain, and as I said, how we can type a mathematics in this math one. So I'll select this math. So if you select this math, suppose I'll write here, solve the following equation. And here you get, if you click on this, because we have enabled math, this is the math editor. available. For example, superscript, subscript, logarithm, square root, whatever different things are there, it is available by default. Okay. And suppose I'll write here x square I'll write here x square minus 3x plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay. I'll write here solve this. Then if I give as an option here, I can start. I'll write here one second. So this is what we said here, solve the following equation, x square minus 3x plus 4 is equal to 0. So I have not added here option. I'll write option here. For example, x is equal to, just dummy I'm writing, so it is not correct. So x is equal to -1 and x is equal to, or you write suppose x1, simply write -1, 2. So these are the two options, suppose I say, and the other one I'll write 2, 3, and if you want you can keep on adding. And because it is a quiz, you want to say which is correct answer. Suppose I will say here this is the correct answer, even though it is I'm just explaining. If I want to make it this option as correct, you just click on this. So this is marked as a correct answer. So directly while typing question itself, you can start giving which question is correct. Whereas in Google Forms, we should separately go and give for that, right? Then here, if you see this, there is a option called points here. Okay, so if you click on that points, then for example, I say 2 marks. So you can give answer as well as marks from question layout itself. You don't need to go separately. And if you want to make it this is required, click on this, right? And I have selected already options, shuffle options, and math option also. So you can go to next question. You can start typing. So I will give one more example where other than simple basic math, how one can use just LaTeX, even though many people are not belongs to math, but I just take a 1 minute. Whoever mathematics teachers are there, for them it will be useful. You can type more advanced math also. Suppose I'll write here, solve the following integral. Okay. Then I'll click, math is already there. So you click on this. Now, if you see this right hand corner here, there is an option called ABC. So if you click on that, then you can start typing LaTeX code. And if you click again, it will be converted to equation. Okay. So let me type here. Suppose I'll write here, whoever know LaTeX, for them only it will be understood. So I'll write here /int. So if I just click on this, that is converted. So I'll write /integration from 1 to 5 x square dx. So I have typed here. This is the LaTeX code for typing integration. And now I just click on this one. It is started as integration 1 to 5 x square dx. And the one interesting thing is, it also shows here, it automatically calculates that and shows different values. And it also mentions here, this is the correct answer. So it is doing for us mathematics. You know that Microsoft has a app where if you want to solve any mathematical equation, if you write that or if you copy an image, it will show the answer. So that they have integrated here. So if you type any equation or anything mathematics which is solvable, then it automatically solves and gives the answer, and it also mentions which is the correct answer. So you click add all, and obviously it is correct answer is also selected automatically. So this is one of the best advantage having Microsoft Forms for mathematics. Even we will come to know without solving answers. Whereas if we start quiz anywhere, we have to type the question and we have to give answers manually. Whereas most of the time, this using this AI, artificial intelligence, it gives answers also in this way. Okay? Right? So I hope that the mathematics one can type very, very easily. One can type mathematics very, very easily using Microsoft Forms. Not only typing mathematics, but also it gives the suggestible solutions. If you want, you take it. Otherwise, you can change it also. Right? And if you, especially while typing mathematics, always make sure that you go to preview how it look like from mobile point and this one, wherever it is crossing, then you make some changes. You can see that it looks so beautiful because it is typed using LaTeX code and there is no problem at all. And so far, whatever forms, whatever different things I have come across, this is the best I can tell which is used for mathematics quizzes. Okay. Now, how much time I have? I think 10 to 11:30. So I have around half an hour. Can somebody respond, madam? Sir? Is anyone online? Okay. So what I will do, I will show you whatever quiz I have conducted so that you can see the responses and summary analysis of that. So I clicked on commutative algebra, which I have already organized with, I have conducted to my students. So 39 students have participated. You can give all details, whichever you want to give it, how many points it automatically shows. And here I made it name of the student, roll number, and different questions I have typed it and I have given marks. Now you click on this responses. So if you click on these responses, you can see that 39 people have responded, average score is 11.2 and at present status is closed. Now you have option here, review answers. So for every student, if you want, you can go through each and every student. And if you feel that, because many times it is auto graded, marks are automatically given. If you want, if a question has multi correct answer, but students has given one correct answer, remaining all are wrong. And if you think that partial marking we should give it, then you click on review answers. Then for respondent 2, here, this is correct. Okay. One he did correct, but the other one is did wrong. Okay. So he don't get any marks for this because this is the correct answer, but he has selected wrong. Now, whereas here, this fourth question, if you see, there are 3 correct answers. Okay. But he selected one as a correct answer, remaining he not selected. So if you think that you should give some marks, so you can select one here, right? So in this way, you can give manually marks also. And once you give marks, this will be reflected in there. And if you want, you can go to next and so on. Then you can click on post scores. So if you click on post scores, whatever they got marks, you can select all and post scores so that students will come to know, because I have reviewed it and whatever changes are there, I have changed and I have posted. Okay. Now these scores are final. Now go back, and if you go through the each and every question, you can see that for every question they have chart for this. For every question they have chart for this, so that we will come to know how many students have answered one question correctly and how many have different things, right? So this is the analysis for each and every question. You can directly open it in Open Excel. So if you click on Open Excel, it will download and you can see those responses. Okay. And if you click on these 3 horizontal dots, if you click on this, you have option for delete all responses. So if you click on this, then you cannot get back. Print summary. So you can print whatever summary is visible as it is in the form of PDF, or if you have a printer connected to it, you can connect it, print it. And the interesting, which I said, explained earlier, get a summary link. If you just click on summary link, this is generated. Now you copy this and share with your students, or you share with your participants wherever you want. Then if they click on this link, they can see the summary of that form. So suppose I copied here and I paste it on website and click on it. Okay. So this analysis page will be displayed. You can see that they all can see it. This is the interesting feature which is necessary. Suppose you have conducted a quiz and you want to share the entire how class performed. So you share with all students, they will come to know and they will discuss with among students and so on. And they will also see that which question is difficult among others and so on, right? So this is one interesting feature about sharing the responses with anyone. Okay? And of course, you can download, you can open in Excel sheet, you can print the summary, you can print summary in the form of PDF, or if you have connected printer, you can print. So these are the summary or interesting features about Microsoft Forms. There are some drawbacks or still limitations. One is there is no partial marking for multi-choice answers. That means if you assume that you have designed one question where 2 answers are correct, so student will get marks only if he select exactly those 2 answers. Even if you select one, he don't get it. But if you want, you can enter manually. Manually entering answers is available, but they should implement that. Google has recently updated that. So partial marking is not available here, and file upload is not available for general people, general account. And interesting other advantages also there for this Microsoft Forms. As I said, directly you can set time limit, and you can easily share the analysis with one click, and so on. Now I can, whoever new to Google Forms, I can quickly go through the Google Forms, but I don't take much time, because whoever want to know about Google Forms, we have prepared a complete video, so that one can go through it through our YouTube channel. So let's go to in between. If anyone want to say something, organizers, before I proceed. Okay, let me go through it. I'll go to now Google Forms. So if you go to Google Forms, procedure is almost same. Just log in with Google Forms, go to Google Forms, you click here. If we click on go to Google Forms, so if you click on Google Forms, then if you are first new, then blank screen, blank, and only this will be visible. Here you don't have recent forms, but whoever already using it, all your recent forms will be visible here. Okay. So if you want to create a Google form, first new one, click on blank. Then you can see it here. Suppose I will type here demo on Google Forms. Okay. Here description, if you want, you can write it, and question. Immediately there will be by default one question will be there. You click on question, and here this side, here whatever you have, this is the where you can drop down. By selecting drop down, you can see different questions are available. Okay. So short answer, paragraph, multiple choice means single answer, check boxes means multi correct answers, drop down, file upload, then linear scale, which is for rating, this multiple choice grid, and checkbox grid. So this multiple choice grid and checkbox grid, these two are questions in the form of matrix form. This multiple choice grid means for each row you can select only one answer. For checkbox grid means for each row you can select more than one answer. Okay. So these two are just like extension of these two, multiple choice and checkboxes. Okay. Now you can also have date and time, even though they may not be considered always as questions, but they are very useful at many times. Okay. So variety of questions are available. At least this checkbox grid option is not available in Microsoft Forms. This is available in checkbox grid. This file upload is available no matter what free account we have or paid account we have. Whereas this drop down is available for both places. Checkbox is just like multi-currency. So these questions are available. So one extra question available in Google Forms, which is not available in Microsoft Forms, is this checkbox grid. Okay. This linear scale is there. They're also rating, and what they have extra also is in terms of more satisfaction ratings they have. So you click on this. Suppose I will write here name of the participant. Okay. Then it is a short answer. If you want to, you can make it required. If you want, you can duplicate this. Here there is an option called response validation. Okay. Description, such things one can select. And here you have plus symbol to give next, go to next question. And here there is an option called sections. So as I said, you have options for sections, and after section which after section 1, which section you want to go, all those things one can select. So here also branching is available, but branching is available to sections, whereas in Microsoft Forms it is available to sections as well as questions within section also it is available. There one advantage, one we have extra.
Yeah.
So you I don't want to go more time and spending here, because Google Forms dedicated video we have already prepared. You can go through it. Here you select this, suppose checkbox grid. Then what are the rows and what are the columns? In Microsoft Forms, that question layout itself visible like a matrix form. But whereas it doesn't look like matrix form, you should type here like Mr. X and Mr. Y. And in preview, you will see that in matrix form. So when you go to preview section, then it will be visible just like matrix. And if you want to duplicate, all those things require a response in each row. If you want, you can select this. Right? Then what other things are there is here image and video. You can always add image and video without a question. You don't require to separately add as a question. So in between you want to show some video, in between you want to show suppose your brochure and all, you can use this image without considering as a question. These two features are not available in Microsoft Forms. You can upload image as a question only. Okay, but here you can upload this without question also. And other things what I can tell, the other interesting one here I can say is that they have, these forms have option called add-ons. So if you click on these 3 vertical lines, you have option, you can see here add-ons button is there. So if you click on this add-on button, it will take to different options are available, just like how you installed in our Android phone by going to Google Play Store. So similarly, you can go add-ons, and if you click on that, it will take to this G Suite Marketplace. Suppose here you can type certify EM, because many people are interested to generate certificates after your Google form is responded. So if you click on certify EM, then this is, you can see that for me it is showing installed. So we are already installed, it shows installed. Otherwise you click on that and there is an option here uninstall. Okay, so because I have already installed, if you want to uninstall, you click on that. If you click on that, it will be uninstalled. So whoever new to first time certify EM, there is an option here install. So you just click on install, it will be installed as a add-on, and close this button. And suppose you want to apply certify EM to this form, then even if one add-on is installed, then this option will be visible to your forms. And remember, when you are operating this Google Forms from mobile, then you should enable as a desktop version. Your mobile browser should be enabled as a desktop version. Then only you can see this while clicking on this add-on options. Okay. So now you click on these add-ons. You can see here there are some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have installed 5 useful add-ons. You click on anything. Certify EM is for generating certificate. And there are other options, other add-ons also available. For example, form limiter. I can just explain this form limiter, which is interesting. Using this form limiter, using that form limiter, we can set the time limit for our Google form and also number of responses. Suppose if I say 5,000 responses, I should stop that. So you can do that using this form limiter. Okay. So you can say here, if you click on this set limit. So if you click on this set limit, a window will open. And here you will have number of options. It is loading. So you will have number of options, like you can say limit using by date, or you can limit by number of responses. Suppose if I say limit by number of responses, after 5,000, it will stop exactly at 5,000. If you say after, for example, 15th June, so it will stop automatically after 15th June. It won't accept any forms, right? So my internet is little slow, so otherwise that is the reason it is taking time. It doesn't take much time. Form limiter, it has only two features. You can limit forms by means of number of parties responses or by means of date. So if you say start date and end date, you can give just like a limiting time, right? You can click on that certify em, enable quiz, it will come. Okay. Enabled for this quiz and you start. These are all one should learn, and certify em itself takes 1 hour to explain how one can prepare beautifully certificates. So you please refer our videos if you want, right? Now I stop here, and I want, because I don't want to speak on one way. Some participants have raised something. So now I will make it this open for audience. Okay. So is there anyone? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Sir, please. Now what I want to is, I want to hear from participants if they have any difficulties or doubts.
Yeah,
somebody
sure.
asked, can you share? I can read here. First, I will finish those things. Then we will take from you. So somebody asked, can you share this PPT to us? I am going to share with organizing committee. They can share with you all. Okay. And the so I have shared my YouTube link to everyone. I hope whoever 218 participants are there, they can see the message. They can go and watch the other videos, but later. Okay. Now, if anyone, 5 participants have raised hand. I don't know. So whoever having doubts, they can ask, or whoever want to have some suggestions, they can give. So I think they're make it open for everyone, so that they can start speaking or asking doubts.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Sir, Venu Babu from Guntur, sir.
Yes. Good morning.
Sir, can you explain Certify em to Google Forms, sir?
It actually takes much time, sir. Maybe 2-3 minutes I can explain.
Okay, sir.
We have prepared actually 2 videos on Certify em.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They are available on our YouTube channel.
Yes,
How
sir.
to generate predefined templates, as well as how to generate your own customized certificate. Okay. And
Okay.
within 5-10 minutes, it may not be that much effective to explain. Certify em is basically an add-on. One should install
Yes,
that
sir.
add-on, and you should select one basic template, and accordingly you have to type those questions. Whoever take the test, they will get the certificate. But there is 100 per day limit is there for a regular Gmail user. If somebody has G Suite user, then per day 1500 they can send.
In any other type, these type of applications are there? Certify EM,
Sorry?
Google Suite.
Any other means? Want to
That is like Certify EM type of application.
see, Certify EM is basically for generating certificates. Okay, so suppose as a student, if somebody take quiz, if you want to generate certificates, then Certify EM one can use. There is also called Autocrat, which is using Google Form and Autocrat, one can generate certificates. Okay, and at the beginning, as I explained, test mode is there, which one can use to conduct online exams.
Okay,
And
sir. Thank you,
tomorrow I am going to explain how to record online lecture using free software called OBS.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Sir, this is Shubhakar from Machilipatnam, sir, Noble College. Hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I am able to hear you, sir. Please. And someone, 1 second. Someone is opened YouTube, so our voice is coming there. So I request whoever opened YouTube, you please unmute your voice. Yes.
I congratulate you, sir, first of all, for your wonderful explanation.
Thank you.
Very clearly, you exposed all points, and the comparison is also fine. So you suggest that all mathematics teachers should go for Microsoft Forms.
Yes.
Sir, are these available as apps on mobile, sir?
No,
These
Microsoft Forms are either Microsoft Form or Google Forms. Both are not available as a app. But
We need to have a system.
No, they can be accessed from mobile browser.
Browser.
You have to mobile browser, but you should enable that as a desktop version from your mobile browser. You make it that as a enable desktop version. Then this will work.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And somebody asked a question here. Google Form regional language. Yes, Google Form supports regional languages like Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, Marathi. All languages they are supporting. And other question asked is which is good option for college student, Google Forms or MS Form? It is again I explained, it is your choice depending on what we require. You can select.
Hello.
Yes, madam.
Good morning, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
madam.
very informative session, and I want to ask one question. With this same link, can we join Google Form? Google certificate, Google registration, and Google feedback with same link.
Yes. Whatever you are doing like registration, whatever you are collecting like feedback forms, all those things you can do it both in Google Forms as well as Microsoft Forms.
Okay.
These are two different versions. I mean, developed by different people. They are for same common.
Okay.
Somebody asked, have you any videos on how to learn LaTeX? LaTeX, it actually requires more time. In future, nearby, if we at all we organize, we will inform.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, thank you very much for your informative lecture. This is Dr. Deepak Gaikwad from Maharashtra,
Okay.
MC College, Khopoli. Sir, I have two doubts actually. One is there for Google Forms. In Google Forms, actually, when we type something over there, we don't have any options to format it. So, do we have any options to format the material which we typed over there? And the second question is, in Microsoft Forms, do we have add-ons in Microsoft Forms like Google Forms?
Yes. So first question is you cannot format as far as my knowledge. I may be wrong. So you cannot format there. in Google form while typing the question. And the second question is yours about add-ons in Microsoft. See, they don't have separate inbuilt add-on forms there, but they have other, just like if you want to generate a certificate, for example.
Yeah.
So then they have something called mail merge.
Okay.
Using mail merge, you can actually generate n number of certificates. See, using Certify-M, I would like to tell everyone here, everybody is anxiety about Certify-M, generating certificate, but that has very, very limitations. For example, just like whoever attending this FDP, and if you generate certificate through FDP, whoever not attending exam, this FDP, but they take the exam, they will get the certificate. So there is a lot chance of misusing the thing auto-generate certificate. Okay, so what we do when we organized 5,000 participants have attended our FDP. So we have generated using mail merge. In few days, maybe next week or on day, we will be creating a video on how to generate certificates using mail merge, MS Excel and MS Word, and this mail merge option. That one can generate certificates, and that I suggest that is the more secure way to send certificates to individuals. So this Certify-M is okay if you want to generate immediately with your students, but when you are organizing a conference, webinar or FDP, Certify-M is not at all suggested, because there is a lot of misuse. If I share that link to anyone, they all get the certificate without registration. Okay.
Hello,
Thank you very much, sir.
Hello.
Yes, madam.
Sir, just say that registration link and feedback link may be same. Yeah, it is different. Registration link and feedback link.
What is
For the Google Forms, when we make the Google Forms of FDP, so registration links and the feedback links may be same or different all time.
See, if you obviously they are two different, but if you want to get first registration form for example, say seminar, so you create a registration form having student detail, address, and phone number, email. Whereas feedback form means it usually be created after the program. That whether how we have organized our program, how the resource persons, what are the difficulties you have faced, whether you have any suggestions. Remember, both are created using Google Forms only, but the purpose are different.
Sir, another question is, if I use Certify-M, the add-ons is a paid service. Add-ons for form limit is a add-ons, so it is paid or unpaid? Certify-M add-on service is paid or unpaid, sir?
Add-on, Certify add-on is free up to 100 certificates per day.
No, if I want to form limit, then it is paid, yeah, unpaid. Form limit if I want to do.
They are all free. Whatever I have shown there, they are all free.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Any other questions?
Good morning, sir. This is
Yes, good morning.
this is Dr. Babu Prasad from Vijayawada.
Oh,
Sir, is there any limitation to generate a Google Forms per day?
any?
Sorry? Is there any limitation to generate a Google Forms per day from our mail?
No, to generate a Google form, there is no limitation, practically speaking, because practically you can say that you can prepare unlimited number of Google forms, and more than 1 lakh responses you can collect it.
Okay, thank
So
you, sir.
practically speaking, there is no limitation, because we don't get more than 1 lakh responses and all those things, especially for education purpose.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, madam. Good morning.
I'm Dr. Maniki Kumari from St. Joseph's College, Visakhapatnam. Sir, once I received a Google form to fill by somebody else. At the bottom of the Google form, there is a create your own Google form. So one day I clicked it and I got an empty form, and I prepared a questionnaire. and I send it to my students, but they filled in and returned it, but I didn't receive them to my address. What is the problem there, sir?
Usually, once you create your Google form, you have to see the responses. You have to go to your Google Forms homepage. There you have option below that recent forms are there. So if you click on your recent forms, you can able to see which form you have created. So if you have created your Google form using that particular Gmail, definitely you can see under recent forms. You should click on recent form, then click on responses. You will able to see the persons who have submitted.
Okay. Actually, I have sent it to my Google class, sir. I have a Google class for online teaching, for testing, etc. I sent that form to the Google class. Students received, they answered, they handed in. But when I click the handed in, the form is not appearing.
No, you should not click that handed in something. You should go to your Google Forms homepage.
Okay.
You should go to your Google Forms homepage. There you will see your recent forms, whatever you have created. So click on that Google form which you have created. From there you can access whoever submitted, all those things under response tab.
So the forms should be sent and received from a particular email account only.
But obviously once you create a Google form, it is already, because you might have already logged in. So if you click on create Google form, that form is linked to your Gmail only. Without linking to Gmail, no Google form will be created. So it is already created with your Gmail. Only you should do is go to your Google Forms page. From recent forms, you access your created Google form, not from your Google Classroom. So from your Google Classroom, you cannot see more details about what you have created.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I'm Izarul Haq from Kashmir. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. You are audible, please.
Sir, I personally want to congratulate you for this tremendous presentation presented by you. Now, my question, in fact, I should say my request is this, that how can we download this app when there is, this is not available on Google Play Store?
Which app you want to download?
Google Form or Microsoft Form?
Sir, Google Forms and Microsoft Forms, they don't have Android app, but you can access from mobile browser.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I congratulate once again.
Thank you. So I again once again want to tell that, because I want to everyone know that about Microsoft Forms. So I have spent more time on Microsoft Forms, and whoever new to Google Forms, I request you to go through our videos. We have prepared more than 10 useful videos. If you see once, you will definitely learn about Google Forms.
And the next step is review of student perform responses and attainment of outcomes. With this process, review of all the student responses.
Sir, your voice, whoever speaking.
Outcomes you have defined, whether they have attained or not, that we can judge or that we can interpret with the help of review of all these responses. So these different steps were taken in order to achieve the valuable objectives of CLP implemented.
Somebody voice I am not hearing properly.
In order to implement the CLP model for the course.
No, sir. Actually, they are in different platform. I do think that they are not. As you said earlier, they are listening to your YouTube.
Yes,
maybe.
Yes. Okay. So what I request, I would like to conclude. I would like to conclude. Whoever audience are here, you can go through our YouTube videos. In that comment section, whatever doubts you have, you can post it. Whenever I have free time, I usually respond to all the questions. Whether you are connected today or not, you can connect with us always through our official YouTube channel. Okay. Now I thank organizers, and I pass on to them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for being clear in your explanation and information, sir. As we are in digital era, your information on Microsoft Forms and Google Forms mean a lot to the teaching community, sir. And this helps to impart knowledge in students using advanced information and communication technologies. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for elaborating in a practical way on the use of Microsoft Forms, and also responding to the queries from the participants. Once again, I thank all the participants from different parts of India. Once again, I'm happy to say that we have one more session from our Surendra Reddy sir tomorrow. So thank you very much, sir, for being with us. And I request all the participants, the second session of today's program will be starting at around 11:45. So please start the program at 11:45. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you, sir.